Welcome back, my friends. It's your brother Tactical. Today I'm going to do a little vid on sharpening knives. I've had this requested a couple times by some of my viewers, so I thought I would do that for them. Now right off the bat, I just want to say I'm not grandmaster at sharpening. I don't claim to be. I can do it, but I'm definitely not grandmaster, so I'll just get that out of the way now. Now there's a lot of different ways to hand sharpen. A lot of different techniques. They all work. Some work better than others. Some might scratch up the blade more. And it's personal preference. It's whatever you were taught. And I guess. So I'll just go through some different ways of doing this. And let's do it. Okay, the stone I got is this little Smith's sharpening tool. It's got the little carbide sharpener. Or whatever that is, tungsten, I'm not sure. These things, I stay away from them for the most part. They take off way too much extra metal. Now, unless your blade is really beat up and you're out in the woods, then I'd use it. But for the most part, I don't touch these things. And just so if, I don't know, some noobs might never have used one of these, I'll show this real quick too. So, oh, excuse me, sorry about that. Let me just get it, there we go. Just run it through nice and slow, nice and smooth. You don't push down too hard. I just put like, a pound of force or something. Not very much. Now, the thing with these things, let me get it in the screen, sorry about that. Got it zoomed in so far. These teeth are staggered. So it's always sharpening one side last, so it'll give you that damn burr. And you can definitely feel that. Which side? So sometimes I actually turn it around and do it like this too. But anyways, that's how that gay thing works. Like I said, I stay away from them things pretty much. Okay. Now the stone on here, I think it's just regular grit. It ain't fine or nothing like that. Got some gun Earl. Slap a little bit on there. Got my Rizag already. Okay. One cool thing about this is you can mount it to your stand, your work stand, or whatever. But yeah. Now, like I said, there's a bunch of different techniques. Here's one I've seen used by a lot of, how do I say it? I'm not trying to offend, but Japanese people when they're sharpening swords and stuff. Not trying to offend. I love you Japanese people. You make awesome friggin' motorcycles and ATVs. Yeah. But here's, as long as you get the bevel, you gotta, let's see how I can get you to see it. But you don't want to see any space in between the blade and the stone. So you want that to just be perfect. So one of their techniques that I don't really use, but I can see how it would work good. Now this ain't bolted down, so this might be hard. Or I'll just show you, like literally, but they go like that. Now if you got a good hand, and see, I can't see down there. I don't know how the heck they do it so perfectly, because you know how awesome their edges are. But that's how they do it. I just can't see the bevel and how much of an angle I'm at. That's why I don't do that one. And same thing for this side, just like that. But that's one I don't use. But that's just another technique that I've seen used. Okay, the first one I learned when I was a little kid. Same thing, get that. At least I can see the bevel now. And they say don't do it towards you, but I always do, so shut up. But the circular motion. Start, either at the bottom or at the tip. Many different ways to do this. All kind of get the same results. Or start at the tip. Now, my only problem with this, for me, is I scratch up the blade a lot more, and I don't stay on that bevel line that well. So I'm not a big fan of this way. But it does work. You can get stuff sharp. Now this was kind of sharp anyways, before I even started this, but just to show you some different ways to do this. Okay, now there's this way, just drawing it forward, get your bevel right, and this is one I do use. It works well. Same thing, you can start it here or you can start it at the tip. You know, that's kind of weird. But yeah, like this. And turn this thing around. Now that works pretty well. A lot of times when I'm smoothing it out, when I'm nearing the end of sharpening, when I'm thinking I'm getting it close, I'll go back instead of forward. Try to get the burr off. You're supposed to count your strokes too, so it's even. I'm not really counting, I'm just doing it right now, but yeah. Like that. And another different one that I do tend to use is, instead of going back or forward, I'm actually going up the bevel or down the bevel. And just trying, this way I'm actually the most accurate in keeping my bevel the same, so I'm not extending it or rounding it off or anything like that. But a lot of times I'll start at the tip, get the bevel, and just run it through like that. One reason I like to start with the tip more than down here doing it is, I don't know, it's just me. Since this spot, the big flat spot's easier, it's easier to level out and keep it, you know, so you're not messing it up, the gap. I have a harder time when I get to the tip and get that nice even bevel. So I like starting with the hard part, the bevel. That's harder for me to get level. So I start with the tip and then work my way out. But that's just a couple techniques I like to do on a stone. Next I'll show you my Wicked Edge knife sharpening system, which I like that. It takes out all my human error, you know, because it's hard to keep it, you know, 15 degrees per side. A lot of times by hand it'll get off, or you'll start convexing it when you don't want to have a convex edge. So I'll show you that Wicked Edge next. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back inside now. Now I'm going to show you how I sharpen at home. Wicked Edge knife sharpener. Now everybody's got different techniques. I'm not grandmaster at this yet or nothing. One of my friends told me I could be doing something a little bit better, but I haven't really tried it yet. I guess we can. What the hell, right? Experimental knife. I've never done a knife this small on here, so we'll see if this frickin' even works. Whoopsie, whoopsie, don't cut yourself again. See, I actually cut myself last time on this frickin' thing. Oh, I did the tape all stupid. Oh well, that's how I got that puppy. Doing my cold steel Bushman. Going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. When I came back, it caught me and I was like, oh man. So yeah, gotta be careful about that. But I put some tape on there just to protect the finish. Now, figure out where exactly you want this. So I don't want to hit the metal, so I'm going to go a little bit. You should do the middle about of your blade, but I'm going to go a little bit forward. I'm going to go to about A1/2. Take this down. Let me make sure I got this all level and stuff. That looks pretty level, right? Let me just tighten her down all the way. Take that off. You just do this so you remember when you go to sharpen it the next time. A, B, C, D, the length. It's a quick reference. So I got all my bunch of different knives I sharpened. And I keep a little list of them, so when I go back to sharpen it again, I know what angle to do, what mark, what depth, all that jazz. So it's a lot quicker when I go back to resharpen something. So the first time takes a little longer because I gotta set up, but so now we gotta figure out the angle. This might be a long video, so I'm sorry about that. I might edit it a little bit just to make it quicker. But take a Sharpie and we'll run it down the blade. Get a nice good mark. Okay, so now how I do this, everybody's got different ways of doing it. Some people just jump in with the mean stones and go right at it. But I don't want to mess up the blade extra if I don't have to, just to find the angle, to find out, because they're usually never the same. So you have to re-angle, re-profile. It's a pain in the balls. Not really, it's actually kind of fun. But yeah. So I use my course, and this is just to get an idea, make sure all my stuff is set. Now I have this set really wide right now. I have it set at 23, but we'll just give it I've never done one this small. You know what I should really do too? Just because I hurt myself last time? I got some friggin' oh man, I'm bad. I know. These some gloves. These are like, they got like Kevlar and shit, cut resistant gloves. Now, do you really gotta wear them? Hey man, I just cut myself, so I'm being all paranoid a little bit. But yeah, safety first and stuff. But yeah, let's check this out. So I'm just gonna work on one side just to see where the angle's at. Now, like I said, I'm trying 23 per side. I gotta change these pads pretty soon too. So you just do this and take a look. I got a little jeweler's loop, magnifying glass with light and stuff, so I can get nice and close. I can really see what's going on here. Wow, I actually think, wow, that side is 23. Okay, this side's not though. This is where you get the, whoa. Wow, that's a lot steeper actually. Holy crap. Now, a lot of times when you got one so far off, you kind of got to pick where you want to go. So he's saying, yeah, he's happy at 23 degrees. He's saying, shit, that thing needs like 25 or something crazy. Sometimes I'll split the difference and go in the middle. Other times I'll just go with the one side, and then you gotta just work harder on the other side to meet it up. But let me just look at that again real quick. It's always good to have a flashlight too, so you can really make that thing. It was actually, yeah, let me do this just a little bit more just to make sure, you know, you don't want to screw it up. I want to get a good accurate. You should have a Rizag close. Rip it down. You should have alcohol on it or something. That gets up the metal really good. Oh crap, I wanted to try something too. Went and bought some magnets. Maybe get some of these darn shavings so they're not everywhere. Testing that out. I forgot to test that. Okay, let's take another look. Yeah, that thing's freaking wow. Okay, now I gotta decide what I want to do. Okay, after thinking about it. Yeah, that one side's a little off more than the other, but I think I'm gonna bring it down and make it thinner because it's a little knife and I want it to be super sharp. I don't need it to be, you know, thick and burly. I want it to be a meaner angle, so it's gonna be sharper, cut flesh better or something. So I'm gonna probably at least, you know, go down to 20. And 20 is still pretty thick. So we're gonna do 20 degrees. So I'll do this for a while with the 100, then we'll switch over to the 200. Okay, so how do I know when one side's good? Work on one side, then on the other side, see if you feel a burr all the way down, going up. Do that till you get one. And once you feel that burr, you know you're all the way over. So then you do the same thing on the other side. Feel burr on this side. And I already got it, so okay, yep. So now I'm just going to even it out a little bit. It's tough with a little blade like this, but a couple swipes. And I don't really feel a burr either way, a tiny bit, but yep. So So now we can move on to the 200. Now you just keep working your way up, all the way up to like however far you want to go. All you really need to do is go up to like 600 or something like that, and that's sharp enough to cut paper. Usually factories don't go much over 1,000 grit. So if you go 2,000, 8,000, 16,000, there's frickin', hold on, where's my little list? These are just a little, some crazy numbers for you. Grit, 50,000 grit, 0.3 microns. Now that's so frickin'. Clear coat you do with like 2,000 grit. That's what you do clear coat on a frickin' paint job. So imagine that. It's just like glass. It makes it a mirror. It's beautiful if you go that high. I've never went to 50,000. I've went to like 8, and that made it ultra nice. But okay, so we did the 100 grit, the 200 grit. Just finished the 4. Now I'm starting the 600 grit. And all you're doing is just trying to take out the old scratches left by the last grit. It's just like, you know, sanding paint or anything like that. You're just trying to take out, or polishing metals. You're just trying to take out the previous scratches from the last grit. So you don't have to do a zillion strokes. I used to, but I was just doing a lot of work for nothing. All you're trying to do is get out them old scratches, you know. And just even at 600 grit, it's already, wow, it almost looks better than factory already. Like I was saying, just 600 grit is usually, that's all you really need. And that'll cut flesh, that'll cut paper. Yeah, it's not a razor blade, but it's still pretty sharp. Now this thing beforehand cut regular paper, but not catalog paper. It kept getting snagged on that. So that'll be the test for this when we're done. So I'll finish up with this 600, then I'll move up to, I think it's 800, then 1,000. Okay, so just finishing up with the 800. It doesn't take long. Once you get to these smoother grits, it seems like it goes faster. It's just reprofiling it. That's like where all the work is. So to the 1,000 grit. Some knife companies go finer than others. SOG surprisingly goes pretty smooth with theirs. They got to be doing at least 1,000, if not 1,200 grit. They usually do a pretty good finish. Not that they're always the bevel's correct. And you'll notice that even on expensive knives, yeah, the bevels ain't even right. You know, it's not a good matching 20 degrees per angle. Or 20 degrees per side. You know what I'm trying to say. This should be just about good with the 1,000. Let's take a quick look, wipe her down. Oh yeah. The beginning is always tougher, I notice, because it's where you're starting. So a lot of times I'll just go up there a couple times, then start going down. Looks pretty good. Do a couple more swipes, then I'll move on to the next one. Okay, so with this knife, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to go to no 8,000 or 4,000 even. I'm just going to go to probably 1,800 grit. So this is 1,200. This is something a little different. These are strips that you can sharpen with. You know, they get wore out. You can peel them off, and they're just cheaper than the stones. I have the stones for it too, but I got a bunch of these. I just wanted to try them and see what it was like. So we'll get this going. This is, what did I say, 1,200 grit. So we just did 8 and 1,000, here's 12. Like I said, we'll just go to 18, and that should be good. This thing already should be looking good. Like I said, that's the stock grit on there. That had to be like freaking maybe 800 if I'm lucky. That was pretty rough finish, if that. Oh yeah, that's already looking a ton better. So I'll just do this a little bit more, and then we'll do the fine. And we'll give it a quick test. See if I did it right or not. Alright. Okay, so I just got done with 1,800. I did a quick shot of like 2,000. Give you a close up. If it'll focus. Could do with some more. Sorry, my hands are all dirty now from all the metal shavings. It's like a dust, but not too bad. Could be a lot better. But like I said, this little knife, whatever. So I couldn't find any catalog paper, so we'll see if it cut newspaper. Not bad. Yeah, actually that's, wow, that's ripping sharp. That is really, oops, wow, I just did that whole one too, and I messed it up. So this definitely works freaking awesome. Let me see if I can just push cut it. Oh yeah. I'm starting to rip the weight, but yeah, you got what I'm saying. This thing's freaking sharp. That nice. Yeah. There you go. There's how I sharpen my knives anyways. Thanks for the request, guys. Want to see this vid? Hope it wasn't too long for you. And until the next time we meet.